I think the other thing too, why arranged marriages were such a thing, and going back to female sovereignty when it comes to sexual autonomy, I think, a controversial take, I think female sexual autonomy is a problem. And the reason why is that they make really bad decisions with partners most of the time. What do they look for when they're at their highest value and they're young and hot? They want a bad boy that's good looking, has a bunch of money, and, commitment phobe, right? And what'll end up happening is like her need for excitement overrides her need for security. And then as she gets older,
she needs the roller coaster.
Yeah. And then as she gets older, that need for security goes up in priority. But the problem is that her value is diminishing as she's looking for the security.
Less able to get the security.
She's less able to get it.
She's more able to get it when she's younger and more attractive, less able to afterwards.
And this is why I say all the time, I think the father, or at least a brother or an uncle, someone close to that woman, needs to be involved in the mating process, because the brother or one of these guys, like, they don't have a sexual interest in her. So they're going to be able to size that guy up and be like, no, this guy's fucking bad for you. This guy is here in a Harley with a leather jacket. He just wants to have sex with you and never take you seriously. I'm here to protect you from yourself.
Make sure you don't make bad decisions.
I don't want you to lose value, because if you lose value and you're not able to find a mate, I'm still responsible for you, right? The dad, that's why women never left the house. Like, the dad knew, like, if I don't marry her off, I'm going to be responsible for her. So if I have to keep giving her resources, right, and paying for this, well, I'm going to have a stake in who the hell she marries and who she gets involved with. And like, and then you can't finesse another dude, because the guy's going to ask the real questions. Hey, what do you do for work? What are your plans? Are you in school right now? They're going to ask the real questions, whereas like girls are going to like kind of, what do you do? And then they get fooled.
Yeah. When I was, funny you should say fooled. When I was doing the research work for my fourth book, Religion, I had to talk to a lot of people of different varieties of religions, right? I talked to Muslims, I talked to Christians, I talked to Jews, I talked to Hindus, I talked to Sikhs. So I had to talk to these guys quite a bit. And a lot of the men in Islam, they line up exactly with what you're talking about. Yeah. And that's why I said I understand the want for it, because if you have an older man who understands the nature of men in general, like, for instance, like I think it was Abu American. He was telling me that he has sons and he has daughters. He says, I don't want my sons to be with ugly bitches. I'm going to find them, good looking women that I think that I would want in my family. Like, he's making a family decision. Not only that, but also like to find out what the best interest of his son is, as well as his daughters. He doesn't want his daughters to be with some bums or some fat dudes either. He wants a guy who can work out, who has good prospects and everything. He's looking out for the best interest. In an ideal world, a good patriarchal father is going to look out for the best interests of his sons and his daughters.
Absolutely.
And as a father of a daughter, I understand that.
And I would argue with the daughter, it's even more important. Like, because I look at women kind of like as glass. And what I mean by that is, like, they don't handle trauma well, right? Like, they're not built to deal with trauma, and they don't become sexier from dealing with trauma. Scars on a man is good. Scars on a woman are not fucking good. And like, if you shatter a piece of glass, right, or a glass cup, right, and then you try to put water, you tape it back and everything, you try to put water in it, it's always going to leak, right? That's why I always say, like, girls that are former sex workers or girls that were like super promiscuous in the past, they'll never be good to you, because
another OnlyFans, another technology that women are not prepared for.
Yeah.
They don't see the long-term effects. In fact, nobody does. We've never seen this. I mean, it's only been around. I mean, it's only been popularized since about 2020.
My prediction is we're going to see in 20 years, we're going to see so many women tattooed, single, wrinkled, looking crazy. Used to be OnlyFans chicks, used to be sex workers, used to be sugar babies, whatever it may be. Because it's cool. So we're going to know who they are, because they're on the internet flaunting right now. And the internet never hides anything. You'll be able to find it. And you're going to see, like, the past is going to come to haunt, like, a lot of these girls, man. And going back to what I was saying about, like, the father being involved, etc. Like this girl right here, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Oh, well, I don't know this and that. It's just a bunch of fucking word salads. She couldn't, like, make a conclusive decision because because the guy is clearly attractive, right? But she knows he's not good for her to some degree, but she doesn't have the ability to, like, make a decision because there wasn't a man in there to help her with, like,
do you remember, did you watch, I'm sure you watched Tinder Swindler when it came out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? I watched that whole thing and I was just like beside myself. I'm like, where is the main girl? Like, where is the father? Where is her brother? Where is her uncle? Where is a responsible adult male to say, no, you're not getting on this fucking airplane with this dude you just met 45 minutes ago on fucking Tinder.
He's smart. He went after women that were like all in their epiphany phase.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, I think, like we're in their late 20s.
Yeah, post 30.
They're all post 30. Okay, I was thinking in my head they were either late 20s or in their 30s.
They're trying to look for the ship to come in,
dude. Yeah, and like when women, they could say whatever the fuck they want to say, but like you meet you guys was a Chad, right? Multi-millionaire, etc., jet, all this shit. Like, yeah, they're like, oh my God, finally it's here, And then let's be honest, like a lot of these girls, like, were probably 304s when they were younger, and they know they don't qualify for this type of guy, but they're like, oh my God, he's here. So
I mean, that one girl took out 9 bank loans for this guy. After the first 2, you're gonna, but like when you get to the third one, where's dad? Where's brother? Where's a guy to step in? And of course, I made this observation when the film came out and everything. I was talking about it on my own show, and women lost their fucking minds, man. They were like, "How dare you? She can make her own decisions. She doesn't need a man to come step in to do anything for her." I'm like, the whole fucking show is about this guy taking this girl to the cleaner for fucking 9 fucking bank loans. And had one responsible dude,
dad would have been like,
friend,
let me meet this
I don't care
guy.
if some positively masculine motherfucker steps in and says, no, you're gonna get killed if you go on this plane to go to, I don't know, Mykonos or where the fuck they were going, right? And it's like nothing sat wrong with her throughout the whole like sort of courtship or whatever it was. Well, he did the whole thing with several other girls as well, probably still doing it today, right?
I think they want him in a couple. He's wanted in a couple.
I'm sure he is, but like, I mean, the guy's like passing off bullshit like he's a diamond merchant. He's this, he's that, whatever. And I'm just like, where's the guy to step in and say, "What the fuck are you doing?" And like to say, "No, I'm going to physically restrain you from going and getting on this private jet and flying off to who knows where to get sold into slavery or whatever the fuck it is," right? Where is the guy? And the answer is nowhere. And you know why no guy steps up? Because we have acculturated and we have taught men and we have socialized men that it is not our place to do that. She's a woman, she's an adult, she can go and make her own decisions, right? And so like you probably also remember, like just not too long ago, I think it was this year. It would have been like right around March or April. And like some guys were going around, like I think it was New York or something like that, and they're just like cold cocking women on the streets, right?
There was a guy walking around punching women.
And then
crazy.
The one guy who steps in to defend women, he's the one that goes to jail. Because of the laws or whatever it is, right? And so what happens is then women are losing their shit. They're going, how come men aren't protecting us? We're the protectors. And so if a guy such as myself or you or anybody else says women need men to watch out for them, to protect them. You know what the snarky comeback is? Protect them from who? Other men. Like, you're 100% fucking right. Protect them from other men, because if you don't, and then of course I'm the asshole and I go, protect you from yourselves.
That too.
Because you're gonna have this cognitive dissonance between I don't need no man to protect me and oh my God, people are running around New York cold cocking random women, and it's men's fault for not being masculine machismo men to come out and defend us. Oh, here's one, and he went to jail for a result of it. And so it's this, like I said, this cascade effect
leads to a lot of problems, man.
And exactly, and all because of this sort of like hubris and this idea that, well, it doesn't matter, I can protect myself. No, you can't. And when you can't, who do you go to? You go and say it's men's fault for not protecting you.
And here's what sucks even more, right? Because I literally tweeted this and I said that this is a problem because this girl has a massive amount of influence. People actually tune into this stupid podcast, right? This brainless fucking podcast where they talk about being. And to me, I look at it like, okay, so the chat listened to her voice, right? And they didn't see what she looked like. Put her on screen, they're like, yep, sounded like what she fucking looked like, right? Ridiculous. But women watch that instead of watching Candace Owens, right? Or they don't watch like these women who I would consider like are positive female role models. They'd rather watch this talk about, I like hooked up with him, but like I don't know, and all this other shit.
Am I right? Am I right, girls? Am I right?
And it's like, and like all you're doing is like you're perpetuating female indecisiveness with very serious decisions. You know what I mean? Like you can go ahead and put yourself in a very precarious, dangerous situation where you end up the victim of sexual assault, or you regret the sex after the fact. And then like, now you're going ahead and making a bullshit Me Too accusation. No one believes you, whatever. So it's like, I think like,
and the thing that's interesting is this is like, she will do this solo, no one else. She's just talking to the wind, right? or whoever's listening that she knows is going to listen to.
Like that was a bunch of word salad, by the way.
What is? But
she made no points, and she has a podcast.
Well, and the reason,
isn't that scary?
Her brain is in a kernel panic. Okay, she doesn't know which way to go with it, because if she goes one direction, it contradicts going the decisions that she made for the other direction, right? And so she's there trying to sort this out for herself and wondering why she's in this precarious. And of course, it's all men's fault, right? But of course, the reason why she's having this is because she's trying to sort out cognitive dissonance for herself. Yeah. And there's one very simple cure for that. You listen to dad, you listen to your brother, you listen, like have somebody step in and make the decision for you. And maybe it sucks, but maybe they're trying to protect you from yourself, which is exactly what I said, to protect you from yourself. Yeah, absolutely. You know? And again, not because I'm trying to be a tyrant or I gotta have some iron control and I'm this manipulating control freak. It's like, no, I want the best for you. Yeah. Like, it's like, if I would say the same thing for my daughter. I would say the same thing for any, like my friends, my girlfriends, my girls that are on this show, girls that I know in general. It's like, I want to help you not because I'm trying to like get in your pants or anything. I don't want you to fucking have these consequences. That's why it's got to come from the dad or the brother. Because it's a natural, I would argue, like your brother, your dad, your uncle, if you're in a healthy family, grandfather, like, these are masculine figures that have zero sexual interest in you. So any advice they dispense is going to be 1000% to your actual benefit, not your fucking guy friend, not your girlfriend's boyfriend. Like, no, these guys actually give a fuck about you if you come from a healthy family. Exactly. And if you have, so like, for instance, there's this, because they're going to deal with the consequences. They got skin in the game. You've probably heard of like mate guarding as a mate guarding behaviors, right? That's when a man and a woman, the guy's like, wants to keep his bitch in doesn't want her to go out on him or anything like that. Jealousy instinct. Okay. There's also paternal guarding. Okay. So for instance, I'm a father. I don't want strange dudes coming in and fucking around or trying to, put moves on my girl. Right. Because I know what they're about. I want to barrier put between the two of them. When you say paternal, like your daughter, right? It's paternal guarding. Yes. And then the same thing applies. And it's really kin altruism is what it is. But it's also in brothers as well. So like my brother has 2 children. He's got a boy and a girl. And I see them both protect the other from like my niece will protect my nephew from like don't get with that bitch because she looks like she's a slut. Oh, yeah, and then how old are they, like dating it now? No, they're in their 20s, in the mid 20s. And then my nephew who is the sister, right, or the brother or the sister, will do the same thing. We'll say, hey, he would probably go kick someone's ass if he thought that was if there was some impropriety going on there. Good. And so, it should be, and it's also an instinct. It's an evolved instinct. Okay. Why is that? Because I don't want my daughter to have the baby of somebody else's baby, some other tribe's baby, some other clan's baby that I don't want to be associated with for the rest of my fucking life. Because now we have this kid, we don't believe in abortion, and so therefore we're going to keep the kid. And it hurts our abilities to get with the clan that you might want in the future. Right, exactly. And so what you're doing is it's really that kind of guarding that you call it patriarchal, whatever you want, but it's a parental instinct for guarding. Mostly fathers and daughters, obviously, because women are the incubators of the next generation, right? So if an intruder comes in from outside, an outside tribe comes in, impregnates your daughter, and then takes off, well, now you have the burden of a daughter that back then, of course, there's the stigma and the social side that goes to it, but now that becomes a resource drain for you as well. Yeah. So now you have another child, because there's it goes back to his tribe, and because it used to be like the woman was ejaculate and evacuate. Yeah. Yes. Because it used to be the daughter stays at home with the father and the family until she gets married, which I actually agree with. I don't think women should live by themselves. I think they should be living with their parents until they find a serious boyfriend. At the rate we're going in this country, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah. Like, I really don't think they should be living alone. Like a guy, you go out there, get beat up, whatever the fuck. Like, trauma is good for men. Like, you need to fucking suffer. But as women, I think women shouldn't be suffering. They should never suffer. There'll be a million people who are going to watch this and they go, oh, that Myron and that Rollo, they're old fashioned. They're patriarchs. They're control freaks. They're manipulative. And it's like, it doesn't come from a motivation or an impulse for like wanting to control. It comes from wanting to protect, wanting the best. Good point. For my family and my friends too, right? Because again, I don't want any of the girls that I know as sort of friends of the shows or something like that, if they're going through some bullshit like that I can help them avoid, I'm going to help them, because then I don't have to hear the bullshit, like, oh, I'm sorry, you fuck me again. I don't want to listen to that shit. I got shit to do, right? I like you, but don't make me fucking sort your shit out for you. Well, it would help if you just simply would just do what I fucking said in the first place, or at least take my advice to heart.
Yeah, they never do, man.